Anyways, I'm here, and I am like a brand guru. When you think of brand and you think of a brand ambassador, who do you think of? My crickets. I mean,
well, you weren't.
Let me think about it. Can you qualify that a little bit more?
Okay.
Lead the witness a little bit more?
No, I'm just saying that, we'd like to.
Someone in their upper 40s.
Oh, boy.
Are you in your upper 40s?
No.
Mid?
50s.
Are you really?
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Good gracious.
You got all excited for a minute.
I did. I thought
It's
he
like
was
when
really
you
thinking
get
I was in my
carded,
40s. I was like,
it's been a while.
I've been carded lately, and I don't even drink. I still buy booze for the family, so I go run errands and such. I got carded.
Off the rails already.
We are at APGA
Don't tell Aaron Carilla.
Fall Board and
Maybe
Committee
you do.
meetings and the Fall Ops Conference.
We are.
And again, let me just preface this. APGA stands for Public Gas, which means municipalities within the state or within the United States. So that's their focus.
So can you explain that? Because, again, we don't want to assume things.
Yeah.
Right? And we have listeners out there, maybe not from our industry. Can you explain how that's different from
Sure.
publicly owned? Private.
There's two major focuses for distribution companies, and distribution companies are the ones that serve the home. So if you receive a bill from someone, they're either an investor-owned entity.
So give me an example.
Like an Atmos, CenterPoint Energy, or a couple that are investor-owned.
Okay.
Then municipalities. Citizens Gas out of Indianapolis is run by the city itself. So it's, that is the governing body over it. CPS Energy out of San Antonio is another one. Yeah.
Daphne Utilities.
Yeah. Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Cool. Does that help?
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
that's
all we're.
It's
a wrap.
It's interesting because we have folks that belong to a lot of different associations, but this is the one that really focuses on the municipalities. And some of the municipalities, again, do belong to state associations as well as regional ones and such like that. But this is a great group of.
It really is. That's what I was going to hit on. I guess we should orient people to what's going on here. So Ashley's first time here at APGA, correct?
Yep. Yes, correct.
And so she's worked through us by proxy kind of with APGA. She's been on meetings with us on different things. And so it's neat. You were saying it's neat to see people and actually shake their hands.
I know. You know how many people last night we ran into when we were out to dinner, and I was like, oh, yeah, I knew you before you knew me because of all the Coffee with Jim and James videos, on the back
And you
end.
get to see them.
I know, so it was kind of cool.
Actually, unofficially was our producer a long time ago, and so when we started and continued to work closely with the show, and then now kind of aligning back to it, it's neat to shake these people's hands and get to meet them, and now you'll get to interview them this time. Maybe.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm ready.
She did well at Texas 811.
She did great.
Did you get to watch any of the content?
Heck yeah, I did. Yeah, didn't you see a lot of my likes, my comments, and
Subscribes.
impressions?
Pushing that engagement rate.
I'm telling you.
We're here all week in Louisville. We've been here twice this year. Where did we come here? SGA?
June.
Yeah.
SGA Spring, or was it
No,
Natural Gas
Connect.
Yeah, we were here just down the street at the convention center.
Yeah. This time we are at the Hyatt, and
Beautiful place.
very beautiful. APGA pretty much took over it.
What's Hyatt? What's their?
I think
Are they Hyatt?
I think Hyatt is Hyatt. No, I think they're their own. Omni's their
Hyatt's,
own.
yeah.
Hyatt's their own. Marriott, Hilton. But anyways, it's a very nice facility. They have taken up a good portion of it. Although there's a couple of the conferences going on right now. This
There's
building,
a bunch in town.
Yeah.
We're at the embassy down the street. And,
yeah.
several in that one too.
So-
We're out here, so for our listeners, we're going to be recording here at APGA out in the exhibit hall. There's kind of two halls in this show. If you've never been, they kind of use the space out, and I mean it changes from venue
Kind of like
to venue.
kind of an entrance hall.
It's like
I would say.
like a pre-hall.
Yeah, because this is the hall that goes into the 2 meeting rooms as well as the main exhibit hall. So we have 3 main rooms behind us.
So obviously this is audio. Good job, Harry Carey.
I'm telling you, holy
For the people back
cow!
home, we told a story about him yesterday.
Oh, we did.
So to orient you where we're right in that pre-hall, right when you walk in the door. So we got a great spot. So when we bring in people in, they should see us right when they walk in. We've already talked to a lot of people. I've heard rumors that we are going to taste the best water in the world.
Yes.
Voted
Oh,
twice.
yes, we are.
We met Jim,
Yep.
obviously a great guy.
Great name.
Yep, Jim from City of Hamilton.
Yes,
Ohio.
Yes.
Ohio. And he said their claim to fame is that their water is so good there that it was voted twice by, I mean, we're not talking like a local water study.
Yeah.
I'm talking
National.
someone like
I think
in
it's
Sweden. It was international.
Oh.
It was and
Wow.
And
voted best in the world.
and they bottle it there and sell it there.
So
now
he's
they're selling
bringing it-
through someone else, and he drove. So he was coming in. So Jim had already traveled in. He's on the board member now here at APGA, and he was like, "I'm going to call my guy. He hasn't left yet. He'll pick up some water and bring it."
Yeah.
And so we're going to get to try
gonna
that.
taste it
on the
live.
show.
I
Wow.
love water.
I'm in.
I love it.
Me too.
I mean,
If
6
it
to
ain't-
8 bottles a day.
If it ain't coffee, it's water.
James knows every time I go to a hotel, I stop by the CVS or Walgreens and pick up a
Snacks
12-pack.
and waters.
Well,
Really into water.
sweets and water. And James is like, just go to the front desk and get a bottle. I'm like, no, I drink 2 bottles a night.
Yeah, and you got me the other day. Where were we? We were in Pittsburgh, and he always does that to me, and I give him crap about it. And then we walked into the venue again.
Yeah.
We stayed at offsite at a different one, and we walk into the venue, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm so thirsty!" And I went into a little store and paid $7 for a Smart Water.
Yeah.
And Jim just smiled from the side.
I said, if you would have stopped by a local store
sir.
and,
Yes, sir.
given your patronage there, you could have got a 6-pack
Could've
for
got
that.
whole deal. What's going on this week?
Well, so far it's been with the committee meetings. I had the opportunity this morning to present to the
Gas
gas
supply.
supply, and which is really fun. We're trying to bring into the gas supply folks the knowledge of CNG and LNG virtual pipelines to help them in their grids, whether it be a planned or an unplanned event. A planned event could be winter peaking, when it gets cold, especially in the mid-states where a lot of the systems aren't ready for like a snap freeze. It could be a very much of a strain on a system, or pipeline integrity work, or unfortunately it could be, it could be a disaster like the fires in Gatlinburg 7 years ago. We helped.
Part of emergency response
Yep,
or
emergency-
mutual aid or
Yep.
something.
It
We
was
brought in
really
LNG.
informative. You did really well.
Well, thank
I
you.
know.
Yeah. You had a lot of good questions asked too. So
Yeah, I love the questions. I love the interaction. I was joking with people. It was my interview to join the gas supply committee.
I think you passed.
I hope
I
so.
would have hired you.
Well,
You almost got hired to do LNG and CNG.
Well, yeah. Then
At
one
the
guy,
end of it.
somebody goes, I need 20 tankers on Thursday. I'm like, no, I'm not in the business anymore, but I know people, so I can
Better
connect
out.
you up. But honestly, that's really what I
Stay
love
tuned.
to do.
We're selling CNG
Well,
and LNG next trip.
Energy WorldNet. No, it's not our ballywick, but it is something that I have in my head, and I have knowledge, and I have
He
relationships
says
throughout
it
the.
wrong every time.
bailiwick.
Yeah, it's bailiwick.
It's ballywick.
I'm letting him say it though. I'm a
Bailiwick.
long joke guy. Yeah, I'm in for it.
Yeah,
Ask him about.
Gambit.
We
I
also-
said it for 3 years until he finally said it's Gamut, and I'm like, are you serious? You let me go.
He would say
The whole gambit.
Just run the whole gambit.
The whole
And
gambit.
I was like, I realized what he meant.
Right.
And so I let him say it
3
for
years.
3 years on camera. And then he pissed me off one day. And
Yeah.
I said, Jimmy, you know what? You say gambit when you mean gamut.
I was
And he
on
went, what? And he didn't even get it at first. And then I went and pulled some clips and showed it to him just to rub it in. It was great.
Then I started.
It was a high point of
I
my
started
year.
GTSing, Googling that stuff,
You don't know what
and
it
I was going. I'm like, damn it, or darn it, sorry.
Oh, is that our first one?
It might have been. Bleep,
In 4
bleep,
years.
bleep that out. We'll bleep that out. Darn it. Shucks. Anyways, so nobody tears apart the English language like I do, and I actually love it. So anyways, getting back to the focus, today I was talking
We have
about
a whole
that.
new
Of all
focus.
people, it was him.
You're so clean with this.
Well, yeah, I tell you what.
I'm
Sometimes
trying to move on. Let's address
I
this.
know we're getting
There's
right.
something going on.
We're getting right out of it. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm fair right now. Anyways, back to the LNG thing. It gets back to knowledge sharing, and people always make fun of me by saying that we don't have networking events. We have knowledge sharing events. That can be at a presentation to a gas supply committee, or it could be at night from the evening reception where you're talking to folks and sharing and learning.
Yeah.
And that's why we come here.
Yep, or it could be in the hall. Great exhibit hall. A lot of our friends out here, and there's 2 of them.
There's 2
at
halls.
this
I think
show,
there's
so very
probably
cool.
20 out here, I'm going to say, in the main one, and probably 40 in the back one. So I'm going to say
Impressive.
probably 60 vendors right now.
Anything either one of you are looking forward to as we kind of shift from board and committee meetings to the Fall Ops?
Well, somebody's looking forward to a discussion about EAM tomorrow morning at 10:20.
Oh,
Are you speaking?
really?
I'm speaking again. I have
Oh.
2
I
spots.
thought you just said that one.
No, I got
Oh,
2.
that's so bad.
I'm looking forward to that then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody got the nod this year.
Well,
Tip of the cap.
and you know who got kicked out this
You.
year? Yeah.
You've been
Explains a lot.
You've been on a roll.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think I think they were trying to diversify and bring in some asset management information again to share with the
cool.
members, because it really does fall into 1173 and PSMS. So it's
Tracer's good stuff.
Tracer's
We ain't
fantastic.
got any antitrust right now. Tracer's good stuff. This is our podcast.
Yeah.
We can talk all about it.
Sponsored
I like
by Tracer.
Yes. Free sponsors just for Tracer.
What are you looking forward to, James?
I'm actually already started. So I told you earlier in the year, one thing we weren't going to do is compromise our learning and growing,
Yep. Yep.
for the show. And so we kind of did for a while. We came here and we did the show, which was hard for us because our company as a whole, I mean, we've built a culture of really plugging people in within the industry, behind the scenes, committees, boards, thought leadership, speaking, all of that. And so to not be able to deliver on all of it, it's something. So being able to come here, I mentioned it to someone before. I didn't understand the research foundation part of our industry and I learned more about that. And I want to have somebody on. We may have Rodney on to
Sure.
talk about Rodney Deal. I asked him
From the Gas Authority?
It was
Yep.
so neat. Last night I asked Mason Matthews, one of our good friends, and I was like, man, I want to know the intent behind the Research Foundation. I don't get it. Is it just switching wallets? Like, what are we doing? And I sat in there and really learned it, and I was like, can somebody tell me that? He said, Bill DeFore can do it over at the Authority, Gas Authority of Georgia. And I was like, went over there, talked to him, and then turned around, and he pointed me to Rodney. And so Rodney gave me that intent and really filled me in, and I feel so much, I feel enlightened
No, it's
by
what
what
I
I've learned
That
already.
is why you and everybody else should attend conferences like this, period.
And I hate to be Steve Allen right now. Well, actually, two more things. You don't mind? Steve Allen is here.
Yep.
And me and you probably spend more time with Steve Allen than anybody.
Yep.
Because
We
we're
do.
out on the road.
Yeah.
And me and Steve Allen's gotten really close. I know you're close with him as well, but we're like a little rat pack when we're out.
Oh,
All
we
three
are.
of us, like
Feeding
it's
off each
kinda-
other. Yeah.
He'll come in, his energy, man, at these
Yeah.
things. Seeing him back at it this week has been really neat. He is glowing. He's like a little kid in a candy store, just trotting around.
Every
you
time.
see him, he's, hey, if
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else right now, I already had the best comp. You know
Yeah.
how he is. So that's really awesome to see. And the last thing is not to be Steve Allen, but I've already seen amazing people like Don. and David Love. And who else have we seen already?
Mike
Ben
Bradley.
Mike
Yeah.
Bradley. Look, we're just looking around the
Mike
room.
Comstone.
So many people.
Mike
Mike
Comstock.
Comstock's just around the corner.
Mike gave me a hug so hard the other day. I'm still bruised from it.
Don,
gonna be a
you
good
wanna say
show.
hi to your fans?
I don't have any fans.
Get over here. You've been on the show quite. You always bombard us. Get over here. We're just we're doing audio only.
I feel like you're lying to me.
No, I mean we are
Speak to your
recording,
fans.
but this is the audio version. You wanna say
Hello,
hi?
fans.
Hello, fans. Shout out to my peeps.
All
What
six
can we
of
name
them.
my fans?
Don.
The Dawn Dolls.
What do they call Swifties?
Didn't they call that The Walking Dead? Or no, I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, that wraps up this show.
Oh, no, it was Dawn of the Dead.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's been great. So glad you're here. She walks away forever.
Oh, Dawn wouldn't
Sorry,
walk away
Dawn.
forever.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a long week. We'll grab some people, lots of good folks. Hey, appreciate getting to do it with you two.
Yeah, it'll be a good week.
Happy to
it'll be
be
a
here.
great week. Together. I like Robert more and more every day.
I don't know. He acts a lot like you.
He does.
Vegas,
That's-
May 1st, 2012.
Never speak of it again.
All right, I'm out of here.
Come on. James, we are
What are we
back.
doing?
You know, when the Colonel comes walking in, John Olszewski with Robert, and these guys come in, and it's almost like there's a beam of light coming through. Ooh.
You can almost hear him coming.
Yeah, and we were like,
I
normally,
mean, you can. 'cause it's the
Angelic,
Colonel.
angelic.
yeah, it is, yeah,
I've never heard anybody call the Colonel angelic.
yeah.
I don't think that's true.
We'll leave that one for the next episode. But we always get the Colonel on, and we looked at Robert. We're like, Robert, you haven't been on, so we're going to get you on.
I got corralled.
So this is it. So first,
I
before
opted in.
Moment. Do
Well,
you go on a lot of podcasts?
I'll tell you after this one.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
Wait, have you been on a podcast today?
No.
This will be the best
Let's
podcast.
put it this way: are we
For you all day.
possibly kick-starting your podcast career?
Again, I will tell you
All right,
after
we'll see
this.
how it
I'll
goes.
tell you in 3
We'll
minutes.
see how the
All right.
performance goes.
Let's with
It
no
all
further.
comes down to 3 minutes.
And it does. If you would please introduce yourself, your company, and a little bit that whatever you want to share to the audience, please.
Hi, I'm Robert Friedman. I'm the managing director of Ingevity's new fuel vehicle platform. We offer a low-pressure natural gas vehicle that utilizes renewable natural gas for pickup trucks and school buses. And these are for new vehicles and existing vehicles that we can retrofit.
That's a big topic these days.
Yeah, it was a big topic at this conference. You guys spoke about it. It was in our first day in the board and committee meetings. I believe it was on the agenda there. There's a lot of folks moving y'all's direction, it sounds like, and implementing some of these solutions.
And also I think this is a great arena when we start talking about municipalities that work so. I mean, they're an entity that everything from power to natural gas to everything, including schools, are in there. When we start talking about school buses, which you mentioned, to me, when you have a radius of probably 15 miles that a school bus goes, love the idea of RNG for those folks too.
Oh, yeah.
As well if not longer, but still, that's a wonderful application.
No, a very important. The economic value proposition is really strong, but it wasn't until we integrated renewable natural gas at no incremental cost to the fleet did this thing really start taking off, and we really start getting traction. Right now, what we're seeing on the electric vehicle side is some slowdown with the OEMs.
Okay.
They're slow walking. There's in both production and I think you saw some battery factories and delaying those openings and building of inventories at dealerships. So I think it's all going to come out in the wash where there's going to need to be a portfolio of solutions. And
Agreed.
with an RNG solution particularly for diesel retrofits, it's a great piece of the equation.
That's perfect.
I like it. Well, we're at the APGA, this place. You've been here before?
Yes,
Did
we are.
meet here? I'm trying to.
We are gold sponsors,
Yeah, I knew that.
and so we've been here. We've been at every one since New Mexico.
Okay, and were you in
okay.
Scottsdale this last time?
No.
You
I
weren't.
had a rotator cuff surgery issue.
Colonel. We
So-
saw Colonel there, yeah.
And that was I was crestfallen because of not being able to make the Colonel's annual event.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
It was a good one. It was hot.
Oh,
but it was a good one.
Yeah, it was great, but it was hot.
Rumor was it was very hot.
128 degrees.
Yes, dry heat.
No, it's hot.
Hot is hot is hot when it's that hot. Well, we're here at the APGA, and one thing we're trying to express to people or draw out of people is really the value that folks get from coming to events like this, being a part of the APGA, and the value that then after events like this we spread, through our own advocacy. What value do events like this bring to you guys?
Oh, well, the APGA is really one of the most unique and unusual associations that I've ever been to in my career. I mean, it is more of a community than anything else. I mean, there's a lot of collegiality, there's a lot of bonding, and we spend a lot of time leaning in to create relationships. And it's a great group of people to be with, and it's not transient. It's not commercial, it's community, and that's what they have.
Man, he's a pro.
I think with that.
I think you're going to be a great podcaster, my friend.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Well, wait. We have to we got to answer the question though. So, have you been on a lot of podcasts?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. All right.
I hope this changes that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hope
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. You guys
Thanks
are
for
great.
sponsoring this awesome association and this event in particular.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Hey, we'll be back.
James, we're back.
We are.
It's the first reception. Day
night is
one. Day one. Is it day one?
You know, I've been confused on the night too. Is it Tuesday?
I've been here for 6 weeks, I think.
Already?
It's Tuesday, right?
Wow,
Okay.
It is Tuesday.
It's a lot been going on in a 2-day period, and it's winding down this day of a great conference in Louisville.
Louisville, that's how you have to say it.
Yeah, I spent the best.
Is that an owl? What was that?
I spent the best. I was born in this town and spent the best 6 months of my life in this
Oh,
town.
that's right. We talked
story.
about
Yes.
that last
I
night.
heard it. I love it. Tell them why. What does that mean?
I was born in this town. What do you
And then
mean?
6 months later, you left?
6 months later, my dad, who was a dentist, graduated University of Louisville with my mother, and he moved to Florida for his residency.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Shame-
It took me a
changed
lot of
the
years to
shape
get back.
Of natural gas in Florida.
Yes.
Little did we know.
I wish I had that much influence, but I really love this industry, haven't enjoyed being in it, and I love being on the Ashley and James show.
Oh man,
It's a good show.
we're gonna keep that running. I
Yes.
think Jim just shudders every time. We told him to get up, and we had some work to do, and we sent him off. But without him here, I think it's a great opportunity. Let's talk about Jimmy, right?
Okay.
So Stephen, you've got to work with him real quick before we get too far down the road. Let everybody know who you are and who you're with.
Okay. I am Stephen Mayfield. I am with the City of Tallahassee. I've been involved with APGA since 2010, and I love this industry. I love doing everything I can do to improve it and working with everybody here.
What committees are you a part of, and aren't you a chair or an incoming chair? Sorry, it's hard to
Putting
keep
you on the
up
spot.
with you.
Yes.
And Finga and
Well, I
tell
used
me more.
my first chairmanship. I was codes and standards. Then operations, when Aaron Carilla, who's very big, came on, I was the operations chair. And then I was the direct use task group chair. I rolled off of that recently. That was about a 2.5-year
Rodney's
commitment.
that-
Rodney Dill is now
Rodney
doing that and will
Dill's
do a
fantastic.
great job.
He's so good.
And I'm moving into being the chair of the APGA's Research Foundation, which is a great
There it is.
thing.
That's right.
And when it comes to Florida, I'm the incoming chair or incoming president of that organization.
You sound like a busy guy.
I like busy. Being involved, I guess my tagline that I tell everybody is when someone asks you to do something, say yes. Say yes more.
You told me that this morning. Yeah.
The more you say yes, the more you learn, the more you help improve things, and it just makes organizations better.
So being in Florida, you've got to work closely with Jimmy, who's
Yes.
no longer with us. No, I mean, he's just right there.
Hashtag RIP.
What's it like? Sorry, he's right there. What's it like working with Jimmy?
Jim is very passionate about everything he does. I don't, he's always upbeat. I feel like he's never been a sad person. So y'all can let me know if that's right or
We
not.
talked about that on the intro because, he spoke this morning, and you could tell the minute he starts talking about
He was in his
LNG, he just glows.
Yes.
He's very passionate about it.
He is an excellent guy, as are you, James. And then my new friend, who I told her,
Wow,
that
Old news.
No, you're not old
Liver,
news.
go ahead.
You're not old news.
Yeah, I'm just
We share so many things we have learned. And I think I scared Ashley because she's such a good poster on LinkedIn that I have felt like I
knows
knew
my
her.
husband, he knows
Yes.
my kids.
And so I walked up to her and she's like, "Who is this creeper
That is
that
not
knows
true.
everything about me?"
That's
Well, you know
not
what's
true.
funny is we got on a call one day, me and you and Jim and Aaron, Carilla,
And Stuart.
and Aaron already knew Ashley. And was like, "Oh, I get all your stuff." I feel like
LinkedIn.
same thing, right? It's kind of neat.
And we apparently share music too, which I think scares
Apparently.
everybody.
Yeah.
That was the showstopper last
I
night.
know, Paramore. We
Yes.
kind of geeked out a little bit on our love for
Lincoln
Paramore.
Park.
Yes, awesome.
Oh, they were. We
Eminem,
did that half
did we
the
talk about
Eminem, I love Eminem.
Yeah. We went down. He's drinking a beverage I would enjoy.
Allegedly.
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 So.
Allegedly. Well, we're asking one thing, like we often do. What we're trying to do is convey the value that APGA brings to its members. You get to visit a lot of these shows. What's some of the value that you see leaving these shows and going and kind of making those echoes we talk about?
Well, one of the things I just spoke at for a session, and a lot of people come up and want me to share some of the stuff I've done. And what I've explained to people is how our system has gotten better is through my relationships with APGA and how I have learned from everybody out here how to make gas systems better. Because we can easily get stuck in our own little system, but I love hearing what other people do that works, then see if there's a way to incorporate it. And then, of course, you got to get with the classic way that by all of us banding together, we have much better voice when it comes to issues on the legislative and advocacy side than each of us individually. And so I believe that's a very important part of APGA.
Love it. This is Ashley's first APGA.
It is?
It's my
Is
first
really?
APGA.
Any tips for her?
Yeah.
Other than
Words of
that?
I don't
wisdom.
think she needs words of wisdom. I believe she's a very wise person, and I think she's going to, you need to watch it. Jim needs to watch it.
I am James's favorite protege,
Yes.
so he knows.
Define that.
I'm on
Look who showed
vacation
up.
right now. On vacation.
You wanna
enjoying
take
my-
us
Living
out?
his best life.
Are we done?
We
Yeah,
are. You
take
want to
us
wrap
out.
it? Anything you want to say to Stephen Mayfield?
No, just thank you for everything you do for our industry, brother.
He is.
Thank you for everything.
And I'm
Special.
really glad
Thank
to be
all of
working
you.
with you
Yes.
here as well as at Finga.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to do
I
that.
got stuck in the middle here, guys. Guys.
No big deal. Hey.
Oh, come on. We can do it. We can do it.
All right, all of us.
And
Put it in here. Put it
Go
in
on.
here.
Team.
this
APGA on 3. Ready?
1,
2, 3. APGA.
So silly.
This
We'll be back.
episode of Coffee with Ashley and James and a little bit of gin.
Sponsored by
Little bit of
Tracer.
We'll be back.
Have you ever been on a podcast?
I haven't.
No, this is going to be
Are you
epic.
scared?
Apparently, I almost feel like I'm getting interviewed.
Do you know that
for
we're
something
talking
else.
to the VP of BD at USDI?
Can
A
I?
lot of letters.
It's a mouthful.
But can I say what I would normally say earlier, that if my day would be complete if I were just to see somebody from USDI today? Oh, well,
Anyone ever heard that joke?
Look
about
at this.
conference From Jim Shower.
day 3.
Have
it
you ever
D3?
wanted to host a podcast
I haven't.
with Jim?
I can add that to the resume.
Put it on your bucket list. I put it on mine. I can check it lots of times. That's not what we're here for. Taylor, do us a favor before. I know I introduced you kind of, but
Okay.
for those that don't know you, let them know who you are and who you're with.
Okay, I'm Taylor Brown. I'm with USDI. I am the VP of
BD.
Business Development and Client Retainer Services.
So tell us what a day in the life
Oh
of
man,
that role looks like.
pick a day.
Any day.
Any
Today.
day. Well, today I'm here
Yeah.
representing us at trade shows and in front of clients, but I started as an engineer with USDI, and I still play that role quite a bit.
Oh, here we go.
You
One
put
of
off
those.
engineer vibes, that's for sure.
I know.
Yep.
See
So
y'all a mile away. You got a pocket protector. I'm just kidding.
no pockets here.
Look, everybody turned around. A bunch of engineers
You can find them here, that's for sure.
at work.
But really, I do boots on the ground stuff still
I love
part-time.
it.
Kind of keeps me sane rather than behind an office desk or anything.
Well, it probably helps you too. We were talking about that recently about being out. I think in the presentation this morning I talked about people getting out in the field, those that have office roles, but getting out to see what reality is like out there and bringing the two together.
1,000%. I think that's kind of the key at USDI. All of our engineers are that way.
Great.
In the field, the ones doing the design are helping with the construction.
Oh,
So
really?
they know kind of what's going
so
on.
in the tech world, we call like a full stack developer, right? They can do both sides.
Okay.
Like they can write SQL statements, or they could also write code. They can write front and back end. Like
Yeah.
they're full stack.
Yeah, and we've got
Taught you that.
I'm telling you. I actually knew what he was talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it makes it really helpful. And then we're the ones that are doing the stuff for the client in the office, but also seeing the client when we're doing it.
The client is the center of our universe, and we all know that. It's funny, years and years ago, somebody said, and it was now all over the internet, but wouldn't my job be great if I just didn't have to interact with customers? And we're like, no, customers are why we have roles. That's the job.
Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. So we're at APGA. You've been to these before, yeah?
I have.
We met here, didn't we?
We
the very
did.
first time, maybe in Memphis?
I think it was either Memphis or Huntsville. Did they have one down there?
It was Memphis.
Okay, so Memphis. I wasn't able to make it to Savannah last year.
Why?
I think it was a hard travel for me to get from St. Louis to there.
Really?
Missed
And I
it. It
hate
was
to
the
say
best
that.
one ever.
Okay.
I know. I would love to go to Savannah,
Savannah's
though.
fantastic.
And you
I
were
know.
not in Scottsdale.
I wasn't, not at the
Yeah.
annual
Oh,
conference.
that one was good too.
It was hot.
No, it was really hot. It was
120. 127.
Jinx.
Throw me a Coke.
But no, I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, public gas, the majority of our clients are municipals. That's kind of the origin of USDI when we started in 1969, and that's still our day-to-day, dealing with all of them, 200 plus that are on retainer with us. They rely on us. So to be here and representing the ones that maybe are too small to be able to leave their two-man crew to make it here to
Sure.
learn, and then we kind of take everything that we learn here back to them and spread the knowledge.
You answered my next question, and thank you for doing that. But again, thank you.
And,
That's all I have
and
to
we
say.
work closely together with these kind folks.
We do.
Yes.
So not only do they rely on you guys rely on us, and vice versa.
1,000%.
So we work closely together, and it's great. It's great to come to a place like this where technically we could be competition if we wanted, right? But with an abundance mentality out here, I mean, really, we work together and we rise all ships, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
A great alliance, partnership, whatever you want to talk about. The way that we do work together as our companies is wonderful. And it's always great being in meetings when USDI gets brought up about something. And I'm like, okay, that's good. I like that.
I know. You guys have a great product, and again, we utilize it in a way that it still helps us bring it to the customer, but we're...
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We use
absolutely.
it daily.
It's the epitome. Well, hey, we're talking about the value that APGA brings its members, and not only the folks that get to come here, but also by us getting to come here, we are able to make those echoes or those ripples and share that value with the people back home. What's some of the value that you see when you come here?
Well, I think the networking between people and just the sharing of strategies. I mean, you learn so much, and it's not just of the best practices, but what hasn't worked. And
Yeah,
so
yes.
that's the big thing. I mean, you're going to a lot of these, I guess, sessions,
Yes.
and whether
Yep.
it's a topic on just AMLD, that's like kind of a big topic right now with some of the rules and regulations coming, and has that benefited from people, or is it working, or where should we kind of move in that direction for some of our certain clients? So.
Love it.
Yeah, that is my world.
Exactly.
Because again, That was beautiful. I embody all that you said because I truly believe in that.
Yeah.
I truly do.
And the people here are essentially the guinea pig for certain situations, and they aren't afraid to show
Don't
failures
tell 'em they're
or
watching.
success.
Yeah, no time. But again, when I talk
that.
about relationships in our industry, that's the epitome of it right there because the walls come down, people have real conversations, and again, to be brave enough to talk about something that may not have worked the best way, but learn something from it, and sharing that because they want their co-workers or people, members of the association to maybe not make the same mistake. And it's wonderful to hear that leadership, really.
Our friend with a pipeline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love it here. There's so many great people. Taylor, you're one of them. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
joining us
taking the
today.
time.
Absolutely.
She came by 3 times, and we had been.
I know, we've been so
But
busy.
you guys have been swamped over here.
Yeah, it's a good
Wow.
problem.
You know too many people.
Thank you for being very patient with us.
Oh, of course.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Welcome, Bridgeback.
Oh, we are?
Well, you're not.
I'm not.
We're going to Uber you home. But
Yeah. I'm going to take a boat.
No time.
Good old Jeffersonville. Spent some time there.
I'll tell you what.
Did you really?
Yeah, Indiana Gas had an office there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd be tickled pink if I went to Jeffersonville.
Stopping grounds.
No, I've spent time there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get you.
That's a long drive from my house.
You know, it's always nice to sit down with a couple fellow Hoosiers. I'm just kidding. Are you a Hoosier?
No.
No.
I didn't think so.
Fighting the Illini.
I'm not a Hoosier either.
Go Wildcats.
Yeah. You know the origin of the word Hoosier, right?
I don't.
We're going to learn it right now.
Hey,
Well,
Kenny
there are
Rogers, a little bit louder.
Oh, okay. There are multiple thoughts on that. First one is long time ago when someone would knock on the door, you'd say, "Who's there?" Hoosier. Who's there? Okay. The second one was there's a bar fight and someone got an ear cut off and picked up and said, "Who's here?" And then I think the main one is there was a general, I think, Army general.
So wait, there is really.
Hoosier, truly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a real
I
thing.
think so. Yeah.
So it is a
It
general
was
same.
it was Indiana Hoosiers. It was whatever. So-
Okay, that makes a little more. I was like, are we going to go through this whole podcast not knowing where the.
Are we
origin-
recording right now?
No,
Yeah,
not
we
at
can
all.
hold
Don't
on
worry
to
about
that
it.
now.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
All
it.
right, all right,
We're
all right.
okay.
So,
Somebody
We
help
have
this
John
guy.
Olszewski came by.
just
and-
like a.
yeah,
just walk
the
by
colonel.
and Not make a scene. Get over here. So we
yeah,
can see.
come on in. Right here.
Steal your mic. Me and Jimmy will share.
I'm good here.
I told Ashley we need to do an update on that picture out there, and that your glasses have to be on your head. They can't be on your face.
That's true because where do I mostly wear them?
That is not you right there, brother.
Unless I have to read something, allegedly.
Colonel,
You
Colonel.
still look great.
Oh man, even having to deal with him every day.
I don't know how you do it.
Colonel,
easy.
your voice is like, man, you should have a podcast.
I tried that, but I got run out of town because you guys are so good.
I don't know about that.
I was second rate, and nobody listened to me, but they listened the
That's
hell out
not
of you,
true,
buddy.
man. If you
Anyway.
had one thing to say to our audience, what would you say?
Buy gas.
Buy gas. Okay.
Sign
And,
me up.
and I can add to that,
yeah,
but I'll leave it
part
go.
two.
no,
No,
part 2. Go. go for
subpart
it.
B.
Because Steve is here,
Yeah.
Be
be
Steve Allen.
safe.
Be safe. Buy
Be
gas
safe.
and be,
Be
safe.
safe.
Yes, you go. You got it.
Be
Buy
safe,
gas and
buy
be safe.
gas.
Have I told you guys I love you?
We love you too,
Say
Colonel.
something to Jeff. Oh,
It's time, baby. It's time to get together. It's time to
Showtime.
get after it. All right? Showtime.
Yeah.
The Colonel has spoken.
you heard it here first.
Yep.
Man.
Well, Steve, we can't thank
It's
you
good
enough
to
for
be
all the
with
time.
friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I'm sorry.
Man. And we'll be back. I'm just kidding.
So this is you asking
is
me.
our
So this
best.
is my first conference.
Did you miss us?
I missed it a lot. It's my first conference since May, I think it was May or June.
Yeah, where did we go?
I think Florida Natural Gas. Oh no, it was here. It was just down the street
Yeah,
for this
SGA.
SGA.
Southern
yeah.
Gas
And
Association.
you were struggling.
Yeah, and it was either the week before or the week after down in Florida, and it was just like,
Oh, I was in
So-
Florida with you then.
Yes.
With
They
the
sent
back
you home,
problem.
didn't
That,
they?
Yes.
that I remember
Yes.
that ground zero.
So for the audience, I had some major back surgery in July, and I've been stuck in neutral ever since. And I live about 2 hours north of here, so this is my first conference. And since then, I didn't realize how much I missed it.
Are you tickled pink to
I
be
am
here?
tickled pink.
This guy. Let me tell you something. You thought your phone calls with Steve Allen were long before. When he's in neutral, you got to set half days aside. Like I had to take a half day of PTO just to catch up.
After, yeah.
But see, that's why we love you,
so-
because
No, but-
Yeah.
the
So-
passion that goes through you, everything that you talk about, you're passionate about,
Yeah,
and
so-
it shows, and we love you for that.
Yeah. So now I've got some new hobbies, some technology hobbies, data hobbies and stuff, and I'm geeking out with James on some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So just
TBD.
fun. I mean,
TBD on that.
I love statistics and doing analysis and all that sort of stuff.
We've been having a blast together. Steve and I get on a call. You don't even know, man. We get
I
on
don't,
there.
no.
We have a whole life without you. Steve and I have been geeking out on all kinds of stuff. He's teaching me. So I was like, Steve,
I'm learning pivot tables.
I'm learning damage prevention. It's like,
Okay. Well, I'm just going to stay right in the
We'll
middle.
call you
It'll
and
by
let you know
osmosis,
next time.
I'll get
Yep.
it. So
Yeah.
no, we're doing good things. We're excited about it.
Yeah.
Steve, we are trying to help people understand the value that APGA brings.
Oh my gosh.
And how much value, Jim said it at LGA earlier this year, the echoes we make, those echoes, how valuable those echoes that leave this place are. What's some of that value to you?
Oh, gosh. Well, I want to start off by saying that the American Public Gas Association has 740 member systems, okay? And collectively, if you take all of those member systems together and pretended that was one distribution company,
Yep.
it would be the third largest distribution company in the country. So what Dave Shriver and his team, Aaron Carilla and Stuart Salters and all of them, I mean, these guys are top notch. I mean, they are top notch. They could do pretty much whatever they wanted in the industry, but I think they've chosen APGA because they have a calling for it. I mean, it's public service.
passion and a purpose.
Yeah.
With a purpose.
Yeah. So what APGA does, I mean, they bring the membership together 4 times a year in person, and then every month we have various committee meetings. I'm on several committees and task groups with them, and getting ready to start up another one on damage prevention.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
which is
you
great,
are?
Cool.
actually.
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
No,
Yeah.
I heard it was
So
being
can we
kicked
talk
around.
about
I don't know if we
can talk
yeah,
about it.
probably not.
We'll
Yeah.
bring it up
In
later.
January,
We'll talk
I mean, there's some changes.
Talk more.
There's some changes in annual reporting for pipeline operators. We're going to try to help figure that out for the APGA membership. So,
Absolutely. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So. The value of APGA and the ripple effect, it's felt wide and far. So
Let's
I
get
mean,
that in a quote.
38 states. 38 states.
Soon to be
Steve Allen.
39.
Steve Allen, our executive director of pipeline safety
Uh-huh.
for the U.S. government. I'm just
No,
kidding.
yeah. Well,
I'd
then,
energy
and then senior.
Don't
I'm not sure. I like that word. Senior advisor.
Well seasoned.
Well-seasoned advisor. I'd rather have senior advisor for
and
damage
well-seasoned
prevention.
Steve Allen. Yeah. Senior advisor,
Senior advisor.
Damage Prevention Academy.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yeah.
exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciate you stopping by, brother.
Yeah.
Go
Thank you
sell
much. Thank
something
you
or do
much.
something.
Thank you much.
Always.
Well, he called me a gamer. You know what a gamer is?
Yeah, that's a person that likes video games.
No,
That's what I said.
no.
You tell me what a gamer is.
A gamer is, in my lingo, is a guy or gal that is good and a player, and they love their job, and they love their people, and they love to work.
Better not mess it up.
And I was telling Ashley that she has a walkabout, that she loves what she does. But I says, I think that's about the truth with all EWN people. They all love what they do. And then this one pipes in and says a little bit of blah, blah, blah.
Oh, blah, blah,
And
blah.
I called him a gamer. And then he got offended because he
Yeah, I was
thought
trying to
he was
understand what
gaming the
gamer was.
system, or
You know,
Or
you
vid-
take that a lot of different ways. You
or a
said
video game person, you know, the
which
gamer.
is perfectly fine.
I mean, if you're hip to the lingo, if it's sus, if it's jank, if it's what's the other term I use? The whole gambit. I use them all.
You don't know that joke.
Oh,
If you watched our show, you would.
You know what? I think I need to learn technology better.
do you know that you're in my seat?
Oh no, I didn't.
No, you stay there. That's
You're the big cheese. After
There
I
is-
was
all.
willing to sit over there.
there's only so many people I would give up my seat for, and you are one of them.
That was one of the things I enjoyed so much about Texas because we moved around on that video.
Oh yeah.
And that we were standing up doing
Y'all
it.
want to switch?
No,
I'll switch for you.
no,
Here, I'll
absolutely
sit over there.
no. This is good. I like that. I like it. I
He
feel
normally sits on a pillow.
yeah.
He
'Cause
feels
I-
really bad. Like sometimes when he's in the middle and he scoot back, it looks really funny.
As an interview question for you,
Yes.
how are you guys outside
Mentally?
of coming to coming to this? And that's coming to this is one thing, but I mean when you're back at home and you're doing your day job and you got
Yeah.
all the other crap you do.
Yeah.
I don't mean all the other stuff you do.
Yeah, duties,
Yeah, the
responsibilities,
things you're supposed to do.
accountability.
But
Sure.
How do you, what are your newest and greatest? What are you thinking about the future? Your ideas of where are the James and Jim shows going?
Well,
Jim and James.
but
shows
it's
going?
yin and yang. So James has an incredibly gifted, talented, creative mind. Okay, and
Say that to the microphone.
well, I just said it, and I meant that sincerely. It's the truth.
Are you
and
listening to this,
yeah.
Jeff?
So
Yes.
that is one aspect. I bring the aspect of, again, the nuts and bolts of the conferences or the events or whatever. And when those two intersect, I don't say collide, but intersect, we get the best of both worlds. And it's really exciting. I love collaborating with him because I'll bring up some ideas, and he's like, that's really an interesting idea. Maybe if we just tweak it a little bit this way, it might be more in reality.
We've had a blast.
So can I ask this question? As
Please.
my interview again.
Yeah.
Are you guys good friends?
No,
Best-
not really. Oh,
Jeez, I mean, hold on a second. Yes,
You are good friends.
best friends.
yeah,
One of my
I would
best
say
friends.
He's one of my best friends.
Were you
Yeah.
best friends before you started this?
No.
No.
So this helped develop that friendship?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Well, we definitely gelled and meshed all the way from the beginning, from the
We
first
didn't
time I
have a
met
lot
you.
of overlap is the truth, right? I mean that we just didn't work together. I didn't travel before this, right? Not a lot.
No.
I traveled in Texas,
I traveled
which
a
is
lot.
not like traveling.
Yeah.
Right. So I just worked in Texas, but once the show happened and we left and went out with the show, that's really when I started traveling.
Yeah.
And speaking, right? So like it gave me opportunity. So now being out there, we spend a lot of time together.
well,
You do. That's why I
Our
asked.
wives basically timeshare.
well, here's the true story: is that Tammy will get like so many days of me at home, and she'll text James. She's like, "Your turn. You got to
You're
take him
up."
off." Yep. And then, like after 3 days, finally 3 days or 4 days on the road, he's like, "I'm done with you." You
And
know,
my wife, he
I'm
was
out.
just in town last week before.
The week before last. Yeah.
And my wife came and had coffee with us, and she's like, "I just wanted to see my husband's work wife, I guess, or work husband."
Work.
whatever you identify as.
Yeah, you busy.
We joke a lot about it, but that's pretty cool.
No, it's really cool, and being very serious, it's because of the core. We have so many similarities, but a lot of things are so different. Like his creative mind and my mind are totally different. But when again they intersect, it's a beautiful thing. It works very well.
You guys, I do mess with you, but I am impressed with that. That is one of the things, because I was telling Ashley when I saw her a minute ago, I could see, I've been blessed with the opportunity to look at people and tell them when they're having a good day or a bad day. I can look in
Sure.
their eyes and I can see it. And people at work used to comment on that. Well, I've watched her now since I met her in Texas.
Yeah.
The first time I spoke.
Sure.
And I was on a panel with you guys.
Yeah.
A panel for your company.
EWN Con.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was wonderful. And I want to speak one day by myself, though. I want to be more damn panels. But, no, I'm joking. But
I
I
hear
would do
that.
panels. I'd do panels with Stephen Mayfield and
Steve Allen.
and Steve Allen any damn.
Yeah, you guys.
Maybe Jim Shower. Man, did you see Jim this morning? Were you in there? Jim, gas supply.
Gas Supply did a little
LNG.
presentation on
I
LNG.
saw that, but
It was great.
no, I did not. What a mess! I got to be
It's
better
fine.
at
We're
this.
good. We're used to it.
I'll give you the presentation not privately, but
We're doing it in room
God,
523.
that sounded
at the
really bad.
embassy.
Really bad. I have a passion for LNG and CNG, so anybody asked me. Even after that, I had a few people come up to me. They were like, "Hey,
They
can
thought
you?"
he sold it.
Yeah, they were asking me, "Can you send 20 tankers?" I'm like, "I am not in the business. I'm just an advocate for the technology."
So what do you think of RNG?
Oh, I love RNG. I mean, and I've told people back
He
in
really did. He's preached about it for a long time.
Yeah, in 2000, let's just say 12 years ago, we were pulling 3,000 MCF a day out of a landfill. Now, again, there's some things. It has to be cleaned up. It's got to, there's a lot of liquid in it. There's some issues, but it is there. There's a lot. Again, 3,000 MCF a day. That is huge, folks. I mean, a typical Minnesota home will use probably 75 MCF in a year.
I like
A
when he
year.
says Minnesota.
Well, that's where I used to live, so I
Say
know.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, don't you know? Yeah,
Well,
sure.
To complement that, and my only pitch today about my company is we're in this technology we're doing with school buses.
Oh, yeah,
We have,
yeah.
With our one tank on a school bus, in 1 year, what we believe in Huntsville's driving distance
Mm-hmm.
is equal to 5 homes of natural gas. So if you're in a residential world that you only sell natural gas to residential,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have any commercial, the only way you can grow is grow more. But if the world's not growing, you can do this to school buses and get more.
Yeah. And
it's RNG.
Yeah, and a southern home will probably use, on average, about 35.
Yes.
Fact check me, but I think
Donnie
35.
Sharp's not on here, but
Donnie-
Donnie Sharp's the one
yeah.
that gave me that number.
I think it's 35
You're
MCF
honest.
is.
Give me some.
Well, you know me, brother. I'm a gas guy, and that's
proud
what,
of you.
and that's kind of how I equate to LNG tankers. I'm like, that's enough to feed a Minnesota home for 14 years. People are like, huh? I'm like, that's the truth. That's how much energy is in one of those LNG tankers. I mean, that
So
gets
you're
me excited.
deeper than just an average talk host. You're way deep.
In that specific area,
Yeah.
yes. Now ask him about setting up the audio for a podcast.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. I wouldn't.
You've been doing this long, and you still don't know how to do
No.
it?
James is the mastermind behind the
Dude,
technology.
this thing didn't work today.
I-
or Switch or whatever this thing's called.
Best Buy, here I come. Could I Amazon
I was
it?
on the phone,
No.
calm, collected.
Or the other thing, what's the other challenge that I have? We're talking about challenges. I have a lot of thoughts and ideas in the head, but to get those onto paper in a usable format is very hard for me.
Me too.
But it's easy for me to talk and talk
That's
and talk.
like- that's my love language, man.
Put it
You've
on
never-
paper?
You've never seen me in a meeting with a Word document or a PowerPoint where I'm working on the fly.
You're a
I
mastermind.
go, it's like Beautiful Mind. I just go off into like some enchanted world, and I'm like,
And for me, it's like
and
nails
then
on a
it all comes
chalkboard.
together, and everybody goes, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
but it takes a minute.
You do it beautifully. You
I
absolutely
really
do it
enjoy
beautifully.
it.
So change
I
gears
love
again. I got to change gears on that.
strategery.
He's strategery. Okay, I haven't had a chance to ask you on this. How's her daughter doing?
My daughter's doing great.
She's still in Magnolia River?
She is. Actually, you can see the fruits of some of her labor over there. David Love was showing some of the
Okay.
PowerPoints today.
Okay, because I'm coming to you next.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Your family. Because what I love about Facebook, I don't do Facebook.
I don't either.
read it, though.
I don't.
do read it.
I'm on LinkedIn. That's all I'm on.
Well, but LinkedIn's, okay, that's well said, because I play in Facebook, but I also play in LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I love when you throw your kids in there, your wife in there, and
On
all that.
LinkedIn?
Yes, on anywhere, but LinkedIn's must where I get mixed up, because I go LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook every day.
So,
Good for you.
Just to check it. I
Yeah.
don't do it. I check it. Anyway, thanks. I wanted to ask you about your family. How's the family?
Family's great. Everybody's back home. School, it's Halloween. My daughter just turned, or she will, Thursday. Actually, we had her birthday a while back. Thursday, I fly home on her birthday. So I'll be home by the time she gets out of school. So my son, big as me. You saw him?
Oh, yeah.
Big old dude.
12 years old.
He's a monster.
He looks like he's a linebacker
Yeah,
for
he's
Ole
as tall
Miss.
as I am. Super smart. Everybody's great, man.
All right,
My wife's
cool.
wonderful.
Cool.
Busy, taking pictures like crazy. this is her busy time of year.
Well, with you, that word busy doesn't bother me. But I'm bothered sometimes when workforce tells me they're busy. Because I sometimes go, busy doing what? But in your wife's case, because of what she does,
Seasonal.
if she's out taking in dead burn pictures. But my boss gave me an answer to the word busy.
What's that?
He says, ask them, are they productive?
Yeah.
And I went, wow.
That's good. No, it's a good point.
That was a good one. You're productive. 'Cause look at the stuff you guys do.
And we're cranking it out right now. I'll be honest. We're leaning in. We're doing a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't really even realize it. But I can tell that it's converting. Number one, because we're nerds and we look at all the data. But second, because we're talking to people and you hear it. You guys are everywhere. You guys are doing this, that, and the other. They wouldn't know that if it wasn't working. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, if we weren't showing up out there and not able to get in front. And I'm not just talking about the podcast. I mean,
No.
I'm saying Energy WorldNet as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, this industry is waking up and realizing that, we don't have to deal with the same vendors we've always dealt with, and people are moving and shaking, and I like it, man.
Yeah.
Well, you good.
Good things
Why
are
we do
happening.
it. I mean, that's really why we're here. It is. But then we get in here and we realize the people are great. We realize what goes on behind the scenes, and we get motivated. I'm in.
Well,
I'm in.
I've got to watch you now for a long time. I really have. And you guys think I'm blowing smoke. I'm not.
He is.
I am totally impressed with the whole company. And I've said that before. Every time. I mean, come on. I can say EWN. I can say Energy WorldNet. Whatever you want to call you, I'll call it. But we just watch it. And where it caught me was the first show I came to. When I was invited.
Yeah.
And
EWN
Come
got
up
it.
again.
Steve Allen invited me to that to speak. And I will tell you, and that's where I met Teddy Pete.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I just saw him on a Facebook Live.
And
Oh, really?
He was in a plunge, ice
Have you seen what
plunge.
you-
That's Tammy actually told me that.
We talked on his live, like I was chatting.
My
with him.
son's doing that now, the ice baths, and I'm like, no, there's no way.
Did you see how much weight he's lost?
Yeah, he looks
Like
great.
40 pounds.
Really?
He did something that I'll brag on right now for me because it doesn't happen very often. He had you can find it out there. It's Facebook, so it's hard for you. But on Facebook, he had a comment where he listed his mentors and teachers and coaches.
Yeah.
And I got listed by Teddy Pete.
Well, that's cool.
And I was
man.
really
He's a
pretty
big
impressed
dog.
because
That's
Teddy
good.
Pete
Oh, he's a
and
good
your
man.
Be Brave is what brought that all together. Because we met where I was wearing a Citadel shirt.
That's right.
And he had one of his kids actually played for the Citadel. And he goes, you know that guy? Yeah. And so we hit it off. And then he's a Marine, and he's seen True Combat.
Yeah.
So he can talk the real deal.
He's one of the.
He's one of the best.
Yeah,
Yes.
he truly is.
I miss him, but he might be coming to a Citadel football game here in 2 weeks.
Really?
Hanging with me in my skybox.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
Man, we could do this all day.
I know.
We're,
I'm just bullshitting.
Oh, this
I
one's
mean,
even
boop whooping
long
right now.
or
I'm
Colonel?
sorry, what'd you say?
Boop whooping.
Yeah, I heard that.
Love you guys.
Love you,
of
brother.
Now,
Two of
Good
them in
best.
one day.
yeah, I was just a pop in on the other one. That doesn't count.
No,
Listen,
about
this is your new record, though. It's 13 minutes.
book it, Dano.
We'll be back.
James, we're in for a special treat right now. We were talking to Jim, City of Hamilton, Ohio.
Ohio, yes, sir.
The
Jim's last name. He's on the board, right?
Williams.
Jim Williams. We got
Good
to meet
job.
him the other
Good
night, and we're talking about the city of Hamilton, and we're going gangbusters. And all of a sudden, he breaks into our claim to fame is our water, and we're thinking to ourselves, water?
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean? But he said he had a guru,
He said, I got a
Coming
guy.
in.
I got a water guy.
Daniel
We'll see.
Flume.
No pressure.
Flume.
No pressure. No pressure.
Flume. Don't get it twisted.
Yes,
No.
please do
No.
not.
Do us
Please
a favor.
introduce yourself.
Daniel Flume, City of Hamilton, Ohio, natural gas compliance manager. So more on the natural gas side, however, but as Jim mentioned, we are our water, tap water, straight tap water from the Great Miami Aquifer, is top notch. We have
Sorry, it's our first time. There we go.
We have submitted our natural gas or our water to Berkeley Springs, Colorado. The Berkeley Springs, the world's best tasting tap water, 2010 and 2015 for you gentlemen.
Do we get to
We
try
get to
this?
try
Yes,
it.
yes.
These are for us.
Yes, these are
Do
for
we
you.
try it right now on the
You
air?
want to try it right
Is
now on
it
the air?
blue? No.
No, it's not blue. It's
Let's
not blue.
let's crack it open.
Dude, this is a treat.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
I need water.
It smells good.
Cheers.
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 Daniel.
Man,
Cheers,
what a treat.
cheers,
So you
cheers.
brought these all the way.
From Hamilton, Ohio.
And they're chilled.
Yes.
Look at that. I'm just going to show the camera there. Hamilton on tap. I'm going to take. Don't ruin it for me. You know, I'm a water guy.
That's
This guy's
nice.
a water guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is your tap water.
This is our
in
tap
Hamilton.
water
So
in
if you
Hamilton.
turn on a faucet,
That's what you're going to get.
just out of the ground.
Yes. Yep.
That was
Great Miami
fantastic.
Aquifer.
Do you sell this in the stores there?
We do not.
Oh, you don't?
We do not.
Great Miami.
There is a company that has actually just started to to bottle our water.
Okay.
In town, and they are selling it, but the city of Hamilton directly is not selling it.
That's impressive.
You
So
sell
that
the
is-
water through
We
the...
sell the water through the
Yeah, I got you.
through
That
the
makes,
meter, through
no,
the tap.
that makes perfect
Yep,
sense.
yep.
I'm connecting the dots. That's
Yes.
wonderful. It's very... it sounds weird. Water is water, but it's not really. I mean, this one is very smooth. There's no little tin
Yep.
or tinge to it. You know, tang.
Yep.
You know what?
Yep.
I can't even explain it. Very smooth. Wonderful.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of problem. No, it's getting choked out here.
Take a
Have
drink.
some water.
How do you drink a water?
Drink
please?
water. There you go.
was a plan.
There you go.
Daniel, is this your first time out at APGA, or you've been out
So
before?
I have been to one other operations conference and one annual conference. So kind of new to it.
Okay.
But been with the city of Hamilton for 11 years. More on the compliance, natural gas compliance side.
Very nice. Well, one quick question, and we'll let you go. Number one, thanks for the water.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes, yes.
Very cool. We're trying to kind of paint the value in for those folks back home. Is there any value that you get coming out to these APGA events?
Yes, the meeting with other operators, learning what kind of ideas and tasks that they are working with that will help us back at the city of Hamilton. Little things with compliance, code regulations, operations, design, replacement, just the interaction between all the operators.
Is that in the committee meetings, or is that also out in the lobbies?
Out in the lobbies,
All right.
and then hearing the presentations coming tomorrow. The multiple tracks, the 3 tracks of discussions.
Yep.
It's very beneficial.
Yeah.
Very beneficial.
Love it. Well, hey, appreciate what
Yes,
you guys do
yes.
over there.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for the
Thanks
water.
for bringing
Yes,
the water.
not a problem.
That's awesome.
Not a
So
problem.
cool.
Yes.
Hey, we'll be back. It's funny because I've only known Mike like one other conference than this. Like this well, and last night I had him grab me a beer, allegedly. And he did laps around that spire floor.
Oh, I like that
Looking
spire
for
floor.
me, and we did the thing where you go 2 different, and then we probably were almost there and then turned around.
Yeah.
Couldn't find each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it was like running through the
Me and
field
Mike are-
of flowers towards each other with the beer.
Did we hear the music?
No,
Dun,
but-
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was comical. And somebody'd go, I just saw Mike, he was looking for you. And it was
Okay, guys, it's a 360-degree area. You
Yeah.
can't escape that. It's like
we-
there's no corners to hide in.
well, I feel like we were going at the same speed.
Yeah.
That's not why we're here. Mike,
Just in opposite direction.
Let's bring this in. It's day 1 of the APGA Fall Ops Conference.
we're
Day
in a
1.
cookie break.
We are on a cookie break.
I
Did you
ain't
have a
got not
cookie?
one
I did.
You do?
Yeah.
Delicious. I liked it.
Mike, there's a few people back home maybe didn't see the last time you were on with us.
Okay.
Do us a favor, introduce yourself to let everybody know who you're with.
I'm Mike Jewell. I'm the gas director for the city of Covington, Georgia.
Oh, I love Covington. Love it.
What does a gas director do exactly? Or
Well-
what do they not do? Is that a shorter list?
That's not a shorter list, but we just manage the whole department, the whole operations for the municipal government for the gas system. We have a CNG facility that we maintain and take care of as well. Have a little
For
over-
NGV, not to interrupt you, but NGV?
Yes,
Do
yeah,
you?
absolutely.
Really?
Oh yeah. We're one of the
fascinates me.
few in the state of Georgia that's municipally owned CNG facilities, right off I-20. So we're very convenient for truck traffic. So stop by our gas. Shameless plug.
Love it.
Oh, that's a good plug.
Yeah,
We need more CNG vehicles, I believe.
Yeah, we do. And we've seen an uptick in it in the trucking industry especially. And we're hoping to offset it. We also have alternative fuels there as well, but for the electric chargers, we have those on site. So we try to be well-rounded and environmentally sustainable, if I can get that out.
That's awesome.
I do have a follow-up question to that. RNG, have you folks started to look at any RNG options yet?
Yes, we have. We're actually looking at making one of our pumps RNG ready.
Oh, really?
To use at the facility, and we're also trying to find some fleets in the area to do an RNG, maybe the school bus system. We're trying to get some of that going.
It's a great candidate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, Mike, we know you've been involved here at APGA for a while, doing some good work here. We're talking earlier about when I met you. One of the things that kind of stuck out to me is on LinkedIn, we were talking about be positive.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So can you tell people a little bit of where be positive comes from?
Sure. Be positive is, I always do a little plug at the end. I'll say B plus equals be positive. So a lot of people, and I had it explained to me one time, the guy done the B plus, and he said, "What is this?" And I said, "It's B plus." He said, "No, it's not." And somebody else said, "It's a blood type." No. What is it? And it dawned on me. I said, "It's B positive." He said, "That's right." So it kind of stuck in my head. B plus equals B positive. So I try to do a little positive statement or something positive and keep things upbeat and keep it going. And I always kind of hashtag it with B plus equals B positive. So
That's awesome, and I saw it. I was just telling James your post today. You had it looks like you found a sign, and probably on 4th Street,
right?
But it said so many people would love, in essence, to be in your shoes. So don't take for granted everything you have. Actually, herald it and give thanks
just
for
told
it.
Me that.
Literally minutes ago.
He's not lying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's great.
Yep. Life's too short to go around being negative, and spreading positivity is it just makes your day go better.
Mike,
got to stay there.
I'm positive that you're doing good stuff out there. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Hey, we'll be back.
Thank you.
Jim,
Like we're being watched.
how did it feel to be replaced
Today?
That's a good
times?
question. Let's start there.
Okay.
Jim, is it weird to be here while your position's being shopped?
No,
I'm
not
just
at all.
kidding. I'm kidding.
It's not
How
the
was
first
it, though,
time.
really?
Won't be the last time. So
Ashley and I, obviously, we were at Texas 811 in Georgetown.
Georgetown,
Yes.
Texas,
Yes.
just north of Austin.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And so filling in for Jimmy.
Yep.
Which was great.
It was very good.
You did very
I enjoyed
well.
it.
You did great. I looked at all
You
the
have
segments.
really big shoes to fill, but I thought it went really well.
And they smell weird.
Allegedly.
They smell weird. You don't deodorize them?
I
That's
definitely
weird.
deodor. I am.
Yeah, we're on the road.
I always wear.
You travel with Febreze? I travel with a little bitty mini Febreze.
I don't need it because I bring 1.5 shirts per day. So
wow.
Yes. That was a fan if I ever heard
Out
of
of
one.
control. Who was that? I couldn't even see it.
She wants to be on the show,
Where'd
I
she
think.
go?
My suitcase is 50 pounds every time because I have backups
Wait.
on backups.
Hold
I
on.
have Lush bath
I'm out of
products.
clothes.
1.5 shirt per day?
Yes. You have to
Is
figure
the
that.
half like a
But you
tank top?
roll. You can't
I'm
have a half
confused.
shirt.
If you're away
Like
for 4
The right
days,
side or the left side? The crop top.
That's money. I like that.
this is what happens.
This is why we can't hang
this is
out.
why
That's
we're
we
not-
can't have nice things.
Yeah.
If I'm gone for 4 days, 1.5 shirts per day would mean 7 shirts. I'm just kidding, 6 shirts.
And a
Yeah.
belly shirt.
Okay, crop top.
Yeah.
But no, I
I can't.
I don't think we can all be here together anymore, though.
no.
Yeah,
This
in
is working.
hindsight,
This has
this
worked
is-
well, and let me tell you why it worked well. You asked me the question.
Tell us more.
So, in being in very full transparency,
Back on track. Yes, sir.
somebody has to run the ship. So anyway,
Run this what?
Ship. You're canceled.
Yeah, we're out.
anyways, when we're at conferences, it's always been a challenge in the past because James and I, when we're doing Coffee Jim and James, we're very much tied to here and doing things and such like that. this gives us the flexibility that all of a sudden I'm out talking to somebody and somebody wants to be on.
Totally agree.
You two hop on.
It happened today
Happened
multiple
today?
times.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, peace out, that's y'all's. Yeah.
Yeah.
RNG.
RNG,
friend.
RNG, yeah, absolutely.
Start with C.
Corey.
Yep.
Yeah.
From
I'm the
Green
worst.
Rock.
Yeah.
I'm the worst with names, so don't ask
Yeah.
me. Oh,
Green
yeah, look,
Rock.
he even has it.
Cody.
Cody.
Sorry,
Myers.
Not Corey. Did I say?
You
Yeah.
said Corey.
But I got Green Rock right. Which
I had
love
his
that sound
face
words.
in my mind. So.
Anyways, that flexibility of
That
being
was
able to
cool.
go back and forth, and Ashley's a familiar face on the podcast. So
You don't even know it. They did a whole interview without me and you both here.
Yeah, Don
Whitman
Today?
jumped in here.
Sam.
Yeah,
really,
with Sam Hall. Well, Sam Hall ain't gonna let us air it, but
You missed it.
we missed that.
that was awesome. See, that's
Let's
the
talk
thing.
about that. I met Sam Hall today, and we may be best friends. I think we're stepbrothers, like the show.
You have a man crush right now?
No, man, we just had
Romance.
the best conversations, and we were cracking up. It was funny.
He's a funny guy.
He's
a really
funny
funny-
guy, and it's so funny. We talked about the show, like, come on, man, come get on the show, and he clammed up, and he was speaking to the whole room right before he walked. in.
Well, he's
freaking out a little
20
bit. I like it.
plus years FEMSA.
Oh, yeah,
and they
that's what
have
it was.
been told not to talk media, blah blah blah. And this isn't media. This isn't anything we're going to talk about. But he's like, I still have that stigma about not wanting to
Yeah,
go
he
on,
just
and totally,
clams up.
totally respect it.
What do I do with my hands?
But getting to know him, learning a little bit more about the CGA and everything that the CGA. I mean, the
Yeah, it was
CGA are
great.
friends.
Were you around for that presentation? I caught. It was just right over there in that room. I jumped in a few times. It was.
I presented in this room. Were you in there for me?
I was.
All right.
I was. It was good.
I was
Jimmy
there.
was on the agenda.
Number one fan.
You forget that Jimmy has a real job outside of podcasting.
Allegedly.
This is the energy that we come here for.
This is what we love.
Speaking of APGA, let's just number one, Ashley, you had not been able to be here with this group. I want your reactions to that because Jimmy and I have been blessed to be around this group a long time. Also, want to hear you've got to meet some of the APGA staff and folks that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third part of that question, you keeping up? This podcast.
We need
Yeah.
a board to write these down.
Is you got to meet a bunch of people that were on the show
Right.
that you've seen kind of from the other side. What was that like?
Peel that back.
So
yeah.
part A.
I feel like, though, the answer to all three of those kind of go hand in hand, right?
Oh, then do go.
Right. So the show's been great. The knowledge share in the building has been invaluable. I feel like I've learned so much just being able to sit in and hear people talk, and people like Jim who are passionate to get up and speak about what they're, versed in. Stop it.
Yeah, peacocking.
But getting to actually, I can't tell you how many times I met someone this week that was like, oh, I've seen you on the show, which is kind of weird at first,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I think I did it back, too, to a couple people like Stephen Mayfield. I was like, you knew me,
Before
or I knew you before you knew me. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
kind of cool.
Because
to,
you've seen the video
Yes.
clips for
Listen
a
to
long
me.
time.
Stephen Mayfield told me today, I'm not lying.
What do you say?
Those are big words. You ready for this? He said you were the highlight. Getting to meet you was the highlight of his trip here to APGA. We're a bunch of old hats, chopped
honored.
liver,
Wow,
but
what are
that's
we?
a big statement.
That is
a huge statement.
Stephen Mayfield's a fantastic gentleman.
Absolutely.
One of the highlights of my trip here. So for him to say that about you, I think that says something.
that does say something. The people here are definitely top
And
notch.
she got 3 job offers, I'm pretty sure.
I did.
I was in a bidding war at one point with
Good news
McCabe
is
from
she's
Chris
in
George
contract.
Sales.
Yeah, no, just kidding. It was fun. This group's fantastic. Getting to see Stuart. And
Yeah.
We just last people at the reception table, like that type of stuff. We just walked out of there. We talk about it
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But at the last table was this fantastic group of people that you look around and you go, why am I at this table?
Yeah.
You know?
They're so
Like,
smart.
But
All
we
the
know
smartest
why we're
people
at
in
the
the room.
table
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
we have friends and we have friends in the industry and we have a lot of friends in the industry, and that is the reason why the industry works so well. Even though some may be competitors to us, some may be comrades to us, some may be alliances, whatever you want to call it, but
we rode the elevator up with one of the ITS guys, Chandler. Shout out.
I met him too. He was really nice.
He's a really nice guy.
New mustache?
Yeah, man, he's rocking
He
the
actually wants to come out
mustache.
to Texas.
Anyway, me and my niece were riding the elevator up, and he got off, and we were just chatting afterwards, and she said, "Who was that guy?" And I was like, "Oh, that's our competition." And she was like, you know, because it is weird. I'm sure it is weird. Like,
People are probably
but again,
expecting.
and I
yeah.
said, "Yeah, he's from here in Kentucky. He used to be a used car, so like whatever, right?"
Yeah.
Like, I spent more time with Chandler this year than some of the people that I know. Like, I mean, really, truly, because on the road, that's just what happens. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And these people here are no different. Doesn't matter competition or whatever. There's a lot of great friends. Got to see a lot of good partners here. See Everline just around the corner. USDI, lots of good friends.
Yeah.
Lots.
Had Taylor on today.
Ooh, Taylor was great.
Oh yeah.
She's doing good stuff over there. Got to have dinner with Darren last night. I'll just say our event last night, we can't go into detail, but we threw it
Can't go
together,
into
and
detail.
that was one of the
We actually
best times.
we traveled far. We went to Indiana
We
for
did,
last
and then
night.
we walked from Indiana to Kentucky on the way back.
Who has
On
done
a bridge. You may hold on. You left out. We walked
Oh, yeah,
across
bridge.
the river.
Yeah, we didn't wade
Yeah,
across.
it was beautiful.
That? It was beautiful.
It was.
A walking bridge with lights on it. Then you see the city off to the side. It
I will
was
say
wonderful.
this, we've made a commitment this coming year in 2024. We're going to do a lot. But one thing we're going to do is make sure we live our best life while we're doing this stuff. So last night was a great kind of kickoff.
It was. We
We're
did
gonna
it.
experience every experience that we get a chance to do while we're out here, and we're going to tell people about it too.
You know what? I think the goal should be that no matter what, in every city, town, area we do this in, we have to search out and find that because every area will have something unique like that.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be
I
our quest.
actually was approached a couple times.
Well,
at
so
the
was I last
reception.
night. Oh, at the
No,
reception.
At the reception, wanting us to come out on site to some of these job sites.
Awesome.
So, which 2024 is going to be. Well,
Opportunistic.
just send us a message if
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We know
that's a
some-
great.
we know
That's a
guy.
great. That's a great peel back
That's a
the
good
little bit
teaser. Yeah, I like
the
that.
little bit of the envelope. I
More
like
to
that.
come on that for sure. We're setting up 2024. It's
Do
going
I
to be epic.
do I see steel-toed boots in our future?
I have a good hard hat waiting for me.
I have my steel toes from the patch. When I was out on pad site, they are messed up and they are ready to go.
I like it. So we got a week off, and then we are going to be in Austin. Sorry about you.
You guys got it under control.
Yeah, I'll actually be at the SGA executive meeting or retreat.
Shout
I don't know
out.
what it's called. But it's that one's going to be good. And then we're keynoting AI World
Yes,
in
sir.
Austin.
Yep. And Coffee with Jim and James there
And
too.
we're going to be doing the show live from there with our friends over at American Innovation. So,
Yeah.
and then we get a little bit of a break, and then Alabama PSC.
No.
Oh,
Midwest.
my goodness. You're
Midwest
right.
You
Damage
missed a
Prevention.
week. We don't
do
get a
not
break. We're back
We
to
go
back.
to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
French,
we're-
French lick.
French, we're actually going to fly in. I'm flying into
Flying
Louisville.
to Louisville.
Yeah, we're
we'll
going
be
to drive
back
up.
here in like 3 weeks.
That'll be a good one.
That'll be a great one.
Can't wait to see the pictures of the 50s
We're so
reception. I
excited.
can't
Yeah,
wait.
I'm not doing that.
I'm going as a Texas oil Western wearing tycoon.
I'm going as Oklahoma.
You're going as James Cross is what you're
Yeah,
going
that's
as.
basically it.
Oh, you know what we should do? I'll go as James. You go as Jim. That'll be our costume.
I wasn't alive in the 50s. Hey, like you. Hey, we appreciate APGA number one. That was solid. All right.
Yeah.
I forget the camera. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah. Thank you, APGA, for this great week.
It's been a great event.
Fantastic week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Stay
There's
safe.
no camera, actually. Waving at nothing.
It's right there.
That's
This is
rude.
audio.
I'm waving at the camera.
So rude.
I'm waving.
Bye, Macy.
Peace out,
Bye.
Girl Scouts.